What is up, guys? JaxLMS here, back again with another feature match. Top 8. We finally made it, and I know, I'm still not Mambo. But we have another great guest commentator on here today, the one and only MeatMoto27. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Looks like we're starting in Modern. This is going to be a good one. I believe both of these players have won a cup before. I think they're both former champions. I'm not 100% if Apple Pie has, but I know Crow has.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like we're seeing a start with Lofter. I don't know what Generator cards do.
Yes, this is the one that's going to get either the field spell, or if they had a generator in hand, they would have gotten Quest, but I assume they don't.
No, I do know what the field spell does.
Yeah, field spell is...
And it does pretty much everything you could want it to do.
Yeah.
Searching, summoning, tokens.
Probably going to be getting the Har here. That's the heart and soul of the deck, for the most part.
The heart and soul?
I thought of that joke, and I made the choice not to make it, so...
Well, lucky that I'm here, I guess. Or else the world would have been deprived of peak comedy. But this is a pretty intimidating board starting out.
Yeah.
I feel like Generator has not seen like super high play rates, but does pretty well whenever it does see play.
Yeah, and it's... I mean, Generator has won a monthly before, just, I think in January. It's definitely...
Yeah, it's just...
And here we see
The
what
field-
Crow is on. The...
Dragonmaid.
That is Dragonmaid Lorepar. This is a very interesting card, because it definitely either forces negation or just does away with a piece of interruption on the board. So I assume
For
this
sure.
is probably going to force the Har out so we can at least use the hand rip effect.
Yeah, so I mean, you either do it now or you just have
Yeah.
to hope that they don't kill your Har this turn, which I think is pretty unlikely. Yeah, forcing the negation is pretty good. Ooh, and an evil twin, so it's a mix. That's nice. Guess it's just more one-card starters for a deck that's already full of one-card starters, so...
Yeah, I've seen a few different decks just using this as a really simple engine, kind of like how you throw like Alistair and stuff to just get like an easy Mechaba in the TCG.
Yeah, or even how a lot of decks in Hist will use like Dogmatica for a similar kind of purpose, where it's just a very like self-contained normal summon engine.
I do believe Crow is also on the Dogmaticas too. So they're running a lot of different engines in here, but Dragonmaid definitely still the core.
Yeah, because Dragonmaid's definitely not a small engine, unlike Live Twins and Dogmatica.
So they are going to use the... Using it on the stage.
I think that's probably correct, because from what I understand, pretty much all these engines, including Dragonmaid, are very much for like a grindy kind of deck, and you're never going to be winning the grind game against Generator. If they keep boss stage up for more than one turn, it's just not going to happen.
It is interesting though. This deck doesn't die as hard when you kill their field spell, because they do have the boss fight trap card that can get it out of the graveyard. So that'll be interesting to see. Ooh, getting rid of the boss room. That's kind of big.
Yeah,
And now we can pop the Har in the end
Yeah,
phase.
just like completely breaking the board is it's going to be hard to come back, especially if any of
It's going to be
these back
hard.
are alive, which
Now we're in this
we can
game.
both do it. Okay, but yeah, I mean, even with reduced back row quality in 2020,
Yeah.
even if there's like lost wind back here,
Yeah.
that can still like pretty much end of the game, I think, this turn.
Apple Pie is on 4 cards in hand, though, so it's not super... We're not super down.
Yeah, it's relatively even in card advantage, but it just really depends how good the back row is from Crow's End. Okay, so we're seeing Spellbook. Oh, I do wonder if this will bait out some kind of negate. Maybe like a Veiler in hand. I don't really know what it would negate out, honestly. Since there's no Imperm in 2020.
Even if there is like a Lost Wind, that's... Oh, already drew the Knowledge.
Yeah, already drew. That's a little rough, but is also insulated versus disruption, so...
Yeah.
Is what it is, I suppose.
And just gonna pass on that. Yeah.
I do wonder what's in Apple Pie's hand that they just had to pass on that.
The thing that might be is that maybe they, even if they have like stuff they can set in hand, Abomination would just pop it during the end phase. So unless they have like a lot to try and spread out, it would be kind of risky to set anything right now. But
we're seeing a Kitchen Dragonmaid come down from Crow, so that's going to be pretty strong. Searching any dragon. Ooh, okay, Veiler.
That Veiler's big. Ooh, oh no. Oh, that's pretty big.
Oh, to dodge the Veiler.
Dragonmaid Downtime is a really good card. You get to dodge interruptions like this, and you just get to like go like really, really big pluses.
Yeah, because...
And then on top of that, it also has a back row disruption.
Yeah. Get the search off of Kitchen Dragonmaid, the search off of itself. Yeah. This is not going well for an Apple Pie, I would say.
Yeah. The one thing that did accomplish, I suppose, is now we don't have to... We possibly might not have to deal with the body that would be like... Because in the battle phase, Kitchen could have tagged out into this lore par, which would have been a lot of damage. But on the other hand, we could search a way to just get that back on the board anyway.
Yeah.
Aranus is one of them.
It may be denied Crow the OTK this turn, but that's about it. It's just there's so much advantage going on over here.
Aranus summoning Nurse, which can summon Kitchen, and that actually, I believe, is going to be OTK unless we have something else in hand.
Yeah. Unless we see Gores come down. Just get absolutely mind-boggled by fifth dimension plays.
I mean, it's Generaider. I'm ready for anything.
Yep, that is lethal damage unless we do see like a battle fader or something, which is pretty unlikely, I would say. So.
Yeah, it looks like we're not even getting a chance to think. So that's just gonna end game one right there. Really big showing out of Dragonmaid. All right, and we're back. And
I guess we'll see which.
I believe
whether Apple might just go first or second. Probably second is my guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Getting the duality for card D. We also saw the Ghostnarch Lantern and the Lad there, so...
Those aren't in hand. That's one less fader to account for in the classic Crow deck, honestly. Ghostnarch Monarchs.
But then we could just get 2 more off the tops that might have just drawn it again.
Yeah, for sure. There's just so many faders in the deck that whenever you're using something like card D. Okay, we're seeing Retiari come down. Will this actually connect is the question.
Yeah.
That's definitely not guaranteed. Oh, it looks like it did. That's quite good, I would say.
I think this is an okay choice, because what Gladbeast could we really tag into that would be super big here? Like, we could go for the
Is it not-
Hiplomas to, like, just wall up.
Or the
But-
Laquari for a similar reason. There's not really anything that's beneficial on an MP board, particularly.
We could also maybe, like... yeah, they're going for Laquari. I was going to say maybe we could go into, like, a early Bestiari just to, like, threaten...
Zaris.
Yeah.
They also could have gone into Sam Knight, I suppose, to search, but if they already have more Glad Beasts in hand, which is pretty likely in a Glad Beast deck, then there's no real reason to do that.
Yeah. Going for Gold Sark here. What do you think the Gold Sark pick is?
I honestly don't know. It's so dependent on the other 6 cards in Crow's hand, right?
Yeah.
It's either going to be
Mathematician.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting pick.
I'm assuming, like, we're, like, thinking about how, like, we want to get into the Treeborn. And so we're, like, I guess they're willing to take an advance on that.
Yeah, just because you don't want to banish the Treeborn because you want it in your graveyard, not in your hand, really.
A second Glad Beast, so Tretch.
That's not good for Apple Pie.
Hard punish for summoning a second one, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think it made sense to do... Yeah, I guess it just depends what you were reading the back row as, right?
Yeah.
But... Okay, Compulse to save. I think that makes sense, just because you don't want to lose. You don't really want most of your Glad Beasts in the graveyard, so...
Yeah.
Especially since Darius can get back the board from the graveyard on a later turn. Will we see an actual play from Crow this turn? Nope, just a pass, which, I mean, in Crow's deck is a really valid play, considering how many faders they have.
And we're getting the Mathematician next turn, so we know that that's when we're going to start committing something. Probably. They might hold that, too.
Yeah, but, I mean, I think that's more likely just because you want to get that Treeborn Frog into circulation. The only risk, obviously, being that once you do get Treeborn into circulation, then it's more at risk of getting Retiari.
Seeing the first fader here.
Yep.
Jack Frost.
Flipping down.
And Darius only has 300 defense, so we can easily get over that.
Depending on what the back row is, I suppose. But I don't know if you're going to be wasting it on the Darius here. Really depends, I guess. If they have Bestiari in hand, then they might want to keep it on board. Keep it on board because they can still shuffle it out for Gizaris, even when it's face down.
Yeah.
And now that we have the math in hand, are we going to see it come down and get Treeborn out, is the question.
Probably thinking about the back row right now. Going for the Ryza. That's interesting.
I mean, it definitely puts pressure because it fades their next draw from getting, like an actual non-monster.
Yeah.
And also will deal some damage, hopefully.
Alright, getting in for that 24. And we know the draw is Darius.
Okay, summoning the Darius. Interesting.
Maybe the set card is like the Waboku or something like that. Book of Moon.
Book of Moon. Oh, okay, that's a nice play. Because that both outs the Ryza and lets us proc our Darius.
Thinking maybe
The question is what we're getting out of it.
Yeah, I forgot what this one was called, but that was the one I was thinking.
Yeah, to add back the little bar and just keep card advantage. Because Glad Beasts are definitely one of those decks where they can be aggressive if they need to, but in a matchup like this, there's no reason to be aggressive and no way to be aggressive because their aggressive plays are so reactive, right?
Yeah. And like some of the really high impact plays kind of rely on your opponent having stuff on the board, like Bestiary popping the back acro. This deck doesn't play that much back row at all.
Murmillo popping a monster.
Deck doesn't summon that many monsters. You just gotta so you gotta play this kind of slow game where you're just kind of getting in damage where you can.
Yeah, I do feel like Crow has to have some kind of battle trap or something like that to be able to commit Treeborn Frog to the graveyard, though, because I think the threat of Retiari is why they haven't done Treeborn yet, because without a way to stop Retiari from coming out, then the Treeborn's just going to get banished on the crackback.
Yeah. If we had held, the Jack Frost for this, we could have at least gotten over the quest, but I guess now...
Okay, so Murmillo in hand. Oof. That's not good. That is... I mean, I guess it's not the worst, since you can run the Murmillo in to make sure you can shuffle both and I guess eliminate it.
It does hurt we have to take 1,200 this turn just to out it, but that's not too big of a deal.
Assuming that, the Lantern coming down.
This hardly ever comes up. Lantern does get to trigger when a Ghost Trick is attacked. You mostly see it trigger on direct attacks, but...
Yeah, because people aren't usually swinging into face-up Ghost Tricks.
Yeah.
Interesting choice to shuffle the quest first. I wonder if that was a mistake.
Well, the attack was negated.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Going for the...
Okay, Sam 9.
Yeah.
No search. Huh.
No, it gets the search.
When it destroys by battle.
It's a weird one. Using the heavy here, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, it's just too profitable not to use it against 2 back row.
Yeah.
Question is whether either of them are chainable.
Interesting using the Solemn there. That other back row must be, huge if we're willing to... Because we're, deep in terms of life points right now.
Especially I'm wondering if it's something like Torrential.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's... Because if it's, say, Mirror Force, that doesn't feel very valuable in this matchup, right? Because there's so many face downs. Same even with something like Deep Prison.
Could be Dark Dust Spirit. Really...
That's really bad.
And yeah, you're right.
It was Torrential, okay. Yeah. I mean, at least that saves them from the damage, which is pretty relevant considering how low their life points are right now. Oh, no! Oh, no!
Feels bad. Man, that
was a brutal set.
Crow!
I felt like the game looked back and forth, but I do feel like I was just never really able to...
Yeah.
Put pressure out on the board because Glads are such a reactive deck that when Crow just doesn't do anything, I mean, I think they still would have definitely been well within the game and had a chance to win if the hand wasn't exactly bad, but even then it's so hard to win against a deck where they put nothing on board when your entire deck needs to be reactive, right?
Yeah.
And also when you're running Battle Fate or Tribal against Gladiator Beast, that's just like
very much like the exact matchup they don't want to run into. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, anyway, props to both players for very interesting set. Good luck to Crow and the rest of Top Cut. And thank you again for coming on the channel.
Yeah, of course. Look forward to maybe commentating a future match. We'll see.
Yeah.
Moving into top 4 soon, so.
All right, and we'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
Okay, see ya.